Hi, everybody, and welcome to our June professional development. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm really excited to have these days with you. I know you are probably exhausted because it's the end of the school year, so I really appreciate you volunteering your last few days of the year to some professional learning, and we're going to have a great few days. So, the reason we're having this professional development is to dig deeper into our adopted English language arts and ELD curriculum. And this is a great opportunity for us to take some time and really get to understand the pieces that we have put in place successfully and where we need to go next. It's also an opportunity for us to look into the writing strand specifically and see where the writing instruction lands in terms of the program, and also to build some strategies for teaching ELD and writing. So we're going to be working together on that for the first day or two. Then we're going to be doing some curriculum mapping and assessment alignment, and that's exciting. For the first time, we're going to be able to take a step back and see where we've been in the program and where we want to go next year. After we get done with the curriculum and mapping and assessment alignment, next year things will go much smoother for our students and for our teachers. So why are we focusing on ELD? It was a need of ours that we identified through lots of talking with teachers and lots of looking at our data. So our English language learners are our subgroup that's making the least amount of progress in our district, and they make up about 40% of our total population. And that means we just need to take a little time to look at that subgroup separately and focus on their needs. Those needs are not always visible and easy to see or easy to meet, obviously, but there are effective strategies out there, and there are districts that are doing well with their English learners and making a difference, and we want to be one of those districts. Clarity on what we're teaching for English learners, how we're teaching it, will contribute to our collective teacher efficacy. And I know you've probably heard me talk about John Hattie before. Here's John Hattie's original book. Having an impact on students is important, and we know we can have a positive impact if we all use strategies that have been proven to be effective, and that we know will get that job done. So what gets our focus gets done. And so we're focusing on English language arts, English language development, and writing. Our CASP scores that are coming in show that that focus was really important because it made us better. It made us better teachers, and it made our students higher achievers. So we're excited to continue that focus for next year through our coaching, through our instructional leadership teams, and through our curriculum and professional development. So why are we focusing on writing? A consultant friend of mine told me that writing is thinking at the end of a pen. It's like peeking inside of the brains of our little guys and seeing what they're thinking. And that makes writing a really important way to make learning visible and to help students take ownership of their learning and for us to see the impact of that. We're still in the middle of an ELA adoption. A full implementation takes up to 5 years, so we're still new at this. We're still a little bit green, and writing may not be the thing that you focused on for this year. So we're going to be really looking at writing next year. Our writing assessments are not well incorporated into our curriculum because they existed before we had our new curriculum. So how does it fit in? Where do we want to put those writing assessments? What kind of writing assessments do we need? We're trying to fit the IAB performance tests in last year. We're removing the performance tests and we're going to our old writing assessments. But where do they fit and how do we do them so that they can be the most effective thing that we do? So my goal is that I want to change the assessment of writing from a special event to a formative assessment process. And what I mean by that is right now when we do a writing assessment, it's a big deal. We teach a unit on the writing genre that we're about to assess, and we spend a lot of time on that. And that has a great effect. Our kids are doing great. But what if writing wasn't a special event? What if it was something that we did every day and that the writing assessment became just another piece of writing that we're doing to show what we know? I really would like writing to be a process and not an event, not a special day. So I think that as we work together through these 3 days and we work again in the fall, that we can work on that together. My department is actually reading a book called Coherence by Michael Fullan and Joanne Quinn. And this book is really helping us decide where we need to focus our attention. And here are the four places we're looking. We're looking to focus the direction, being really clear about our goals and clear about the leadership and strategies that we use to meet our goals. We're looking at collaborative cultures, our PLCs, our early Thursday district-wide collaboration. How does that work and impact learning? Also, our instructional leadership teams, how do those interact with PLCs and our district-wide collaboration? So really working to bring our leadership together so that our teacher leaders and our administrators and everybody are working together coherently. Securing accountability, I know accountability is kind of a bad word, but if you think about internal accountability, how do we stay accountable to each other? And more importantly, how are we all accountable to our students? That's an area of our focus. And finally, deepening learning, which is what you're here to do in the next couple of days. So we are here to be clear about our learning goals so that we have students who know what they're supposed to be learning and how they know when they're successful. We're looking at precision in our own pedagogy and also shifting our practices and building capacity of everyone so that our students do great. So you may have gotten the newsletter in your mailbox. You probably haven't read it, cover to cover yet, but we're going to give you another copy here so that you can look through it. On the third page of our newsletter, there is a little piece about curriculum mapping and curriculum coherence. We're excited about curriculum mapping because it's a way that we can develop a collective focus and collective efficacy so that all of our kids are learning consistently across the school. So if you're a student at Mays and you transfer to Rancho, we are on the same page. We're being coherent. We're helping our kids understand what they're supposed to learn no matter where they are. So we're going to be working on curriculum mapping in these days and again in the fall. And we want everyone in the district that teaches language arts to be aware of the curriculum map, to be part of that development, and to be able to carry that through the next school year next year. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect when we're done. We're still going to need some work, and it's going to need work as we go along. And we're going to be revising at the end of the year next year when we see how this curriculum map works. We're going to be starting the process of doing some unit planning, just starting this couple of days and then going back to it again in the fall. How does a unit plan match our curriculum map? Where are the units? How do those carry us through the year? What are the main priority standards that are in each unit? That we need to focus on so that our kids can be proficient by the end of the year. And then finally, some lesson plans, which we can also start working on in the fall, but those are yours, right? Your individual learning that goes into each unit and the unit that goes into each curriculum map. That is the big picture. You see those arrows off to your right. Those arrows show the progression of curriculum mapping. So curriculum mapping is aligned when it's aligned vertically, grade level to grade level. We're aligned horizontally so that each grade level is understanding consistency in standards and implementation. And then it's aligned on a diagonal, which means that it's aligned through the content areas. That's a lot of alignment, and that takes us a lot of work together and a lot of talking about how that looks. If you want to know more about that, just take a look in your newsletter. I think that's about it for now. I really wanted to say thank you for all of your hard work and all that you do for our kids every single day. This is summer. It's your time to renew your love of learning here at your professional development sessions and then to get out there and refuel, recharge, spend time with your family and friends, and come back in the fall ready to go with our new curriculum map for language arts and a great new year. So I hope you have a wonderful summer. Enjoy your PD days. I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.